Competitive Edge initiative was developed by the Manitoba Aerospace Association as a way to help the small and medium enterprises that are part of that association become world-class suppliers, especially to aerospace. But actually it has application to all different kinds of industries, as we've found.
Goes through your organization and gives you a roadmap from where you are, current state, to where you want to go, future state. It gives you a very streamlined, fast path to get there using world-class technologies, world-class understandings and philosophies.
And that model has been very successful in the UK, proven on some really good hard results. So it was not based upon any generalizations. They actually have very hard data of how successful their businesses grew.
The company has grown by 60 or 70% over the last 2 years, and we needed to find ways to improve our customer service.
You have to be better. You have to do it safely. You have to make quality product on time, deliver to your customer, and delight them.
In an organization, nobody likes solving the same problem over and over again, but that usually what happens.
Every business has to be improving. Everybody in business has to have a continuous improvement strategy if you're going to be in business 10 years from now.
So we thought, what better opportunity to grow and learn and attract new customers than a system that's in place, that's proven, tested, and now adopted by Manitoba Aerospace as their own.
For me, it really wasn't much of an option. It was just, yes, let's go, I'm in.
Competitive Edge really is a multifaceted program that focuses on 11 foundational processes that help companies move from developer through learner, performer to contender to world class. Normally the program starts with a benchmarking exercise.
It takes a day or two. You get a pretty accurate, and I'll say a pretty blunt assessment of where your company ranks and where it does well and where there's opportunities for improvement.
And then you're taken through world-class processes and training to get you up to par where that gap is in your benchmark.
And then they stuck a mentor in our company and we started to move forward on those areas. We came back a year later and they've kept moving us forward and keeping us accountable and really reinventing our company year over year.
Strategic business planning was one of the biggest areas where we started out with the Competitive Edge.
They came in and asked us a series of questions. Where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want to be in 10 years?
They led us not to just creating a set of a few statements, but to create pictures that represented what those statements meant. And then they encouraged us to turn those things into blue sky vision of the company. So it's not just excellence, it's what does excellence actually look like?
I look at leadership and we think we're really good at leadership, and the benchmarking comes in and says, okay, well here's your leadership level and here's world class. And we're like, oh, we're not even close. And then they say, well, this is how you connect the dots.
One of the key parts of the process is to develop a control room where you have your critical business information in one place.
It actually links up all the company goals right down through different stages and is able to communicate and link up everything that you do in that particular cell. It starts with having really a communication board in each area that has the important things of what to measure.
All of that rolls up into the vision statements for each one of those fundamental areas.
Quite visual, quite simple, quite powerful. And boy, when one of those things is up on the wall, there's no place to hide. Everybody knows what's going on. Everybody knows where the problems are. And everybody knows who needs help.
It just gets everyone involved from the grassroots throughout the entire organization. It ties everything back to the strategic goals of the company, and then there's linkage and flow throughout the organization, which really supports your bottom line.
The Competitive Edge program is something that we drive on a monthly basis. We report back to a steering committee.
It's rigorous, it's thorough, and it has the effect of keeping it front and center for senior and middle managers in our company on a day-by-day, week-by-week, month-by-month basis.
We get feedback and guidance, and often resources change. You know, if they find us challenged with one area, they'll put additional resources in to help us.
Our mentor is Norm Stamler. He's in a senior leadership position in the engineering area at Boeing Commercial Technologies.
We go through their detailed route map of their continuous improvement activities and their metrics that they put in place to try to improve their business.
They're really kind of almost answering their own questions. You're there really to help prompt those ideas, help prompt them into maybe a little bit in a certain direction.
There's a lot in this program. It's not something that you can have done for you. You have to do it yourself.
But the way we approach it is we just kind of incorporate it into our day-to-day work processes because it's a necessary requirement and it just helps do your job better.
What's different about the Competitive Edge program is the follow-up and the follow-through. After you've been to the training, they're looking for ways to find out how well it's worked. They're looking for ways to see if it's made a change in your organization.
You're not doing this alone. You're doing this with a mentor, and you're doing this with a team of people behind you that will support you in all the challenges that you have.
It kept it in a containment where we actually could grow our business and understand why the pains were coming and why we were hitting certain plateaus and then lead our way through them.
The biggest surprise is how valuable a program like this is to a small company. Regardless of the size of the company or the size of the department, everybody runs into similar constraints, and it's wonderful to be able to share those experiences, bounce ideas off of people, and then come up with better solutions together.
Competitive Edge provides you that knowledge base in which to draw and just roll it out. You don't have to reinvent the wheel all the time. You basically get the best practice. It's world class. It's a continuing moving target.
As we had this conversation, world class just got that much better. So for us to try to stay at world class, it takes a heck of a lot of resources. So we're just trying to go as close to as possible because it is going a million miles away from us as fast as it can go.
It's a wonderful opportunity. This is a government-sponsored program to develop you as an organization that you should be doing anyway. But it gives you the systems, the processes, how to get there, and all the resources you need to get there.